I've been working on a Kingdom Hearts inspired game for over 3 years now, and I recently decided it was finally time to add a magic system to take my combat to the next level. But creating the magic system ended up being way more complex than I ever expected. Initially, when I started working on the game, I thought of going with the Kingdom Hearts 1 magic style, but after replaying all of the Kingdom Hearts games and testing the mechanics thoroughly, I realized why the changes made in Kingdom Hearts 2 improved the magic system significantly. I didn't fully appreciate it at first, as Kingdom Hearts 1 had cool abilities like fire magic that allowed you to shoot fireballs at enemies, whereas Kingdom Hearts 2 initially seemed weaker, with fire magic only creating an area of effect attack around you. However, as I kept playing Kingdom Hearts 2 and watched other people play it online, it became clear that Kingdom Hearts 2's magic system was meticulously crafted, with each spell uniquely suited for specific situations and different enemy types. In Kingdom Hearts 1, magic felt more magical and diverse, but some abilities overlapped and didn't always work well together. In contrast, Kingdom Hearts 2 assigned clear, strategic purposes to each magic spell. For example, fire is designed for when you're surrounded by enemies. Blizzard is designed for ranged attacks, but has limited travel distance, preventing it from becoming overpowered like Kingdom Hearts 1's fireballs that you could shoot rapidly and from very far away. It pierces through enemies, allowing it to damage multiple enemies simultaneously. Thunder quickly attacks multiple enemies, reaching higher platforms, flying foes, and shielded opponents. Cure heals you or other characters strategically, as casting it consumes all of your MP. This design choice forces you to carefully consider when and where to use Cure, adding a layer of strategy compared to the easily spammable Cure in Kingdom Hearts 1. Magnet pulls scattered enemies together, damaging them and effectively grouping them into one spot. This is particularly useful for managing chaotic encounters or handling multiple foes at once. Additionally, combining Magnet with Thunder or Fire can deliver devastating area of effect damage. Reflect is similar to Arrow from Kingdom Hearts 1 in providing protection, but unlike Arrow, Reflect grants brief, complete invincibility and has a retaliation effect. If enemies strike the active barrier, it releases a powerful radial burst of light afterwards, damaging all nearby enemies. This makes Reflect highly effective, especially when timed well against challenging boss patterns. Each magic has its own strategic purpose, making you think carefully about which spell to use in different situations. Recognizing this, I decided to follow Kingdom Hearts 2 approach as a starting point. I plan to evolve the magic system over time as the game grows, but Kingdom Hearts 2 gave me a solid foundation to build on and learn from. Another really interesting part of Kingdom Hearts 2's magic system is how it integrates into the combo system. Each spell has unique ground, air, and finisher attacks, allowing you to seamlessly combine melee and magic attacks while maintaining your combo counter. This integration makes magic feel like a natural part of the overall combat rather than an isolated feature. So with that, I began implementing each magic ability one by one. Starting with healing, which is the most basic magic ability. You cast it and then you recover HP. I initially assumed the heal amount was a static number, but one thing I kept learning is that Kingdom Hearts uses formulas for everything. So heal restores HP based on your total magic points, multiplied by a factor depending on the magic level, where it's ×4 for level 1, ×5 for level 2, and ×6 for level 3. And just like that, the healing ability was done. If I had a party system, I'd also be implementing targeted healing for companions. But since I'm already tackling so much with this game, and the game scope is already huge, so I'm planning to save the party system for future games, as I'm already taking on way too much with this game as an indie developer. Next was lightning magic, which was relatively simple to implement. You cast it and then lightning damages whatever it touches. The behavior is slightly different depending on the situation. When there are no enemies, lightning strikes in front of you. When there are higher platforms in front, it strikes above on those platforms. And if you're locked onto an enemy, it hits that enemy and all nearby enemies. And finally, the damage amount is set based on the magic level and whether it's a magic combo finisher. And with that, the lightning magic was also done. Ice magic was a bit trickier. For this one, I had to shoot an ice projectile, which meant upgrading my damage system to actually support projectiles in the first place. Once that was in, casting Blizzard spawned a projectile that flies forward in front of you. But if you're locked onto an enemy, or there's one nearby, it automatically turns you towards them and shoots in their direction. I also added size and shape variations depending on the magic level, where level 1 shoots a small ice shard, level 2 becomes a large ice block, and level 3 fires a huge sword-shaped ice projectile. Next was the tornado magic, which creates a whirlwind that pulls and flings enemies around while dealing damage. Implementing it was exciting as it dynamically moves enemies, which I haven't done before except for the knockback system. Spawning a tornado damages surrounding enemies, pulls them in, and flings them around briefly. Combining this with lightning produces powerful combos. But initially there was a funny issue. My tornado pulled in everything, including NPCs, barrels, crates, and even the ducks. Oops. I quickly fixed it to affect only enemies, and so far Tornado is the most enjoyable spell to cast, because it's so fun to see all the enemies being flung around in the air. Then it was time to create the Deflect ability. This magic creates a barrier around you, making you invincible for a few moments, while blocking all incoming attacks and knocking back any enemies that tries to hit you. And if an enemy actually hits the barrier while it's active, the enemy gets knocked back, and once the barrier disappears, it triggers a powerful retaliation burst that damages all nearby enemies. The size of the barrier and the power of the retaliation also scales depending on the magic level, and and whether it's a combo finisher. It's a really strong ability that works both as a defensive move and as an offensive counter if you time it right. And lastly, I added the Flare Magic ability, which is an offensive fire barrier that spawns around you, dealing area of effect damage to nearby enemies. This spell is really useful when surrounded by enemies and pairs well with Tornado to cluster enemies before unleashing Flare. Higher levels create larger barriers, dealing multiple hits and higher damage value when doing combo finishers. And now that all the magic abilities were implemented, there was one more thing left to add: the magic combo system. Like melee combos, magic spells chained together build up to powerful finishers, dealing significantly higher damage, which could go as high as up to 5 times stronger than a normal spell. With that, the magic system was finally done and in the game. Since adding the melee combat over a year ago, my combat system hasn't significantly evolved aside from minor abilities like guard and parry. But now with the magic system added, the combat has become more deep and has allowed for a lot more strategizing. I'm looking forward to keep refining the combat system, and if you'd like to help with that or just want to try the game, you can head over to the Steam page where you can click on the request access button to instantly be able to play the game and give feedback. And while you're on the Steam page, hit the wishlist button to get notified when the game comes out. It also really helps me to get more people to see my game on Steam. Now that the magic system is finished, only 2 major core systems remain: the world mechanics like shops, side quests, and NPC interactions, and story mechanics like cutscenes, main quests, and the journal system. Once those are done, I can finally start building the actual content of the game and work towards the release, something I've been working towards for over 3 years now. And while I've been figuring out how to build these systems step by step and make them all work together, it reminds me of how helpful it is to have a strong foundation in problem solving and programming logic. And if you're someone who's also interested in game development or just want to get better at understanding how to program, then you might really enjoy Brilliant.org. Back when I was in school, I honestly didn't have a great time learning. Textbooks never really worked for me. I always struggled to stay focused and it just never clicked. But I realized over time that I learn best when I actually enjoy the process, when learning is fun, hands-on, and practical. That's exactly how I learned game development too. Not through reading a bunch of dry material, but through doing interactive tutorials and figuring things out step by step. And that's exactly what Brilliant does. One of the best examples of this is their Thinking in Code course. It's all about building your problem-solving skills through coding challenges and visual lessons that actually train you to think like a programmer. You take complex problems, break them down into manageable chunks, and develop an intuition for how logic and system work, which honestly is super helpful, not just for programming, but also for game development and game design. Research also shows that when you're enjoying what you're doing, you're more likely to remember it. And for me, that's always been the key. So whether you're just getting started or you want to improve your skills, Brilliant makes learning feel more natural and actually enjoyable. So if you are interested in learning in fun and engaging ways, you can try Brilliant for free for 30 days by visiting brilliant.org/YahyaDambos or by clicking the link in the description below. You'll also get 20% off on an annual premium subscription. I'd like to thank my luminous heroes, X-Collateral X, Nathan Osworth, Kerrick Lamb, Zender, Sultan, Maxter, Shark Nips, Mr. Cool, and the Big Frog. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace!